Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to build your own Horde base. What's up folks, it's Pixel here. So today I'm going to show you how to build your own Horde base. More specifically, I'm going to show you all the different methods that I go through when I'm building my own Horde base so that you can in turn use the same methods and knowledge to go and build your own base or your own Horde base. So let's get started. So the third thing I want to talk about is basically the fundamentals of blocks in the game. So just like Minecraft, every single block in the game is taken up by a block. I know that sounds stupid, but let me explain. So a block is basically a cube, and that's essentially like 1 by 1 meter, roughly. It's kind of the same as Minecraft, and I think 7 Days to Die has a lot of inspiration from Minecraft, right? So 1 by 1, so that's fine. This is one entire block, but that actually applies to every single block in the game. So it doesn't matter if it's a half slab here, it doesn't matter which way it's facing, it could be on the top or it could be on the side, and it doesn't matter if the block is actually smaller here as well, and even if it's a smaller block like the pole here, it all houses in one particular 1 by 1 block. Okay, so you have to remember that when you're building. So when you're building something and you kind of get frustrated, say, why does that not go there? That's the reason why. Everything is built within a 1 by 1 cuboid block space. Okay, and that might be fine, and you might be thinking, well, that's a bit stupid, but you can actually use it to your advantage, actually. So here I have just a little bit of a setup. So what I can do here is I can put a plate here. Remember, this plate is outlined by the white lines here, is 1 by 1 block space, okay? So what I can do is I can actually utilize this and rotate this around. So if I press R, this brings up this like radio menu. If I go to advanced, it'll give me more advanced rotations. And if I flip it on the other side, you can see I now have this block here, but it's actually being supported by this block. So this block is now being supported by this block. And that actually means that I can put another block on this side. So it looks like it's kind of hovering in midair, but it's not actually, because in the game, structurally, this far block is being supported by this one, and this is being supported by this one. Okay, and you can utilize that knowledge to basically build around your Horde base, or even just to navigate spaces, just like using that knowledge right there. Okay, so now that I've explained the 1 by 1 block space and building kind of the gaps in between, there is a limit to what you can do to this block space, and that is because in this game it has structural integrity. So not like Minecraft, where you can build like block in the air and then infinitely go in one direction and it will never fall down. This game actually has structural integrity, and what that means is that if you build too far out, the blocks will actually collapse and fall down. Okay, and every block type in the game has a structural integrity. So if I just walk through them 1 by 1, so all the wood frames here, all the wood blocks actually support up to 8 blocks away from the original block, and I'll explain that in a second in the next section. Okay, the only difference is that each block has a bit of a different durability. So that one has more durability than this one. These 2 blocks actually have the same durability. I don't know why that is. I actually think that this should be slightly higher, but there you go, it's the nature of the game right now. Okay, and then on this side as well, we have the flagstone moving up to concrete. So here the flagstone can sustain up to 12 blocks. Again, the cobblestone here and all these can go up to 12 blocks. The only difference is they have slightly different durability. And you might be thinking, well, how do you get these numbers? If I actually open up the block menu here, you'll see it has 2 stats here. So we have mass and we have support. And basically what that means is if you divide the support by the mass, you actually get the number. So that's how we get the 8 block count here, and we've got the 12 block count here. And then over here as well, we have the iron blocks. So iron blocks can actually support up to 15, whereas the concrete can only go up to 12 blocks. But however, these are very, very weak. They actually don't have much hit points at all. Obviously slightly higher than the wood blocks, but if you're actually just maybe using this for scaffolding, maybe this might be better used just to kind of support you to wherever you're building. Okay, and there are two build paths. Usually what people do is they go wood frame to normal wood, and then reinforced wood, and then cobblestone, and then flagstone, and then the concrete, and vice versa. Or you can start with the iron going up to this way. Iron is a little bit more harder to get early game. That's why everybody kind of starts with the wood. So let's explain what structural integrity is and what this number actually means in real terms. Okay, so I'm just going to use the wood frames here, and if we go over here, you can see that the wood frames only support up to 8 blocks. Okay, what that basically means is that this is the original block. Okay, this is the other 8 blocks on top. So if we count the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then if I try to put another block on top, it will collapse. So you've exceeded the 8 count, it won't support anymore. So that's basically what the structural integrity number actually means. And it's the same for this side as well. So we went vertical this way, we're going to go horizontal this way. So we go, this is the original block right there. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then if we put one last one over here as well, boom. Okay, that basically collapses the whole thing because it can't support anymore. Okay, so as you can see here, iron actually supports quite far out, up to 15 blocks, whereas concrete only supports up to 12 blocks. However, it has more durability than the iron blocks. There is a way you can extend this as well. So what you can do is you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is our 9th block. We can do 1 on this side as well. 1, 2, well actually this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and we can support this from this side, and we'll take this away. So that's 8 blocks this side and 8 blocks this side, right? And if I put a block in the middle, that actually supports it because the weight distribution is actually supported from this side and this side. So it actually can hold up to 17 blocks. Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is zombie pathing. So zombies actually path in kind of 4-directional, and I'll show you what that means. Basically, if you look at the concrete here, you can see it's kind of on a grid basis, okay? Now, zombies can only path in like a zigzag fashion, like so. So if I put a zombie right there, it'll run directly to me, and if I put a zombie right here, it'll run directly to me. However, if I put a zombie over here, it kind of doesn't really know which way it goes, so it kind of paths in a zigzag fashion. So I'll try and explain that by spawning a zombie here. So if I just spawn a zombie Arlene right there, is she gonna hear me? Nope. Let me get a gun here. Like so. Ah, she's seen me. So you can see that she's walking in a direct straight line right to me, okay? If I do the same way on this side, this shows the exact same thing. She's walking to me right now in a straight line. But if I put one, let's say in that diagonal pathing, let's just make sure that I'm on diagonal path here. So if I put one right there, you'll see she's kind of like zigzagging along, and then she'll move to like another block here and then moving this way, okay? So that's basically the pathing of zombies. They kind of move in a weird kind of fashion. So they can move this way and they can move this way, but diagonally they're a little bit iffy. So what she did was she moved along here and then kind of went, I'm just going to walk a little bit here, but then to connect to me, I'm going to move along here and then back to me this way. So they're a little bit janky in regards to pathing, right? And this might change in the future, but right now that's how the state of the game is. So now that you know that, let's figure out how to use that knowledge and all the knowledge over here to build a zombie base. So now that we have all that knowledge in regards to like what a block is and all the structural integrity and all that kind of stuff, we can use that and apply that to building the Horde base. Okay, so what you need to first think about is how you want the zombies to approach to you. And as we've already mentioned, they kind of only approach you from like 4 different directions, right? So we're just going to use this as an example. So we're going to use this right here. Although ideally, you should really make this a little bit taller. When you're building a horde base, you want it at least 3 high. And the third being the floor here, like so. That way, the zombies don't actually start smashing the block. Because if it's the second one, they can actually start smashing the block here. All right, so we're gonna build this out, and again, the pathing for, well, the structural integrity was 12 on here, so we can utilize that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, if I put one right under here, that's gonna fall, but if I put one right here and right here, that's gonna support that there, and then I can make that a little bit stronger by just putting another block here. So that way it's not going to fall, okay? And then what we can do is, well, we want the zombies to actually get to us, so we can actually put steps right here. And what I actually recommend is you actually use stairs or ramps to allow the zombies to path up to you. So if you make the zombies actually force them to jump, what they might do is they might actually start smashing the block here. So you want to kind of reduce the path of least resistance, okay? So you want to just basically build some stairs here so they can run up here without a fuss, okay? So this is the way that they're going to get to you, right? And it's at this point you can decide what you want to do. So you can either utilize a couple of frames here or a couple of blocks. So I'm just going to use some flagstone here like this, like that, and we'll build it from the top here like so. And then you can just easily just put like a pole here. Let's just put it, let's use the other one. Oh, let's do advanced turning like that. And you can put one right there. And when the zombies get up to you, what you can do is you can just basically smash them in the face or shoot them, whatever you want, okay? That's great. However, eventually at some point, this is going to break. And then when they break, they're going to make it through, okay? So how do you alleviate that? Well, there are a couple of blocks that you can actually use, and these are basically blocks that make the zombies think that they can walk over it. However, because it's not physically there, the zombies will actually fall down, and it is kind of getting dark here. So let me just change this to daylight again. 1 second. All right. So what we can do is we can use the wedge tip, right? So the wedge tip, upside down, it might not seem like a very fancy block at all, okay? But in actuality, it's basically a full block, like we mentioned, like we mentioned over there. So it's a full block. However, it's only occupying half the space physically, okay? The other is just like an air block, all right? And what we can do is we can utilize a half block here, like that, and just block that off and stopping the zombies walking over. So what's going to happen is if I just reinforce this, all right? So what's going to happen is the zombie's going to walk along here. They're going to think that they can walk over that wedge tip, but then when they walk over, they'll just hit air and then fall down. So if I'll try and demonstrate this with the Arlene here again, I'm just going to spawn her right there, and I'm going to hit that. So she's going to think, he's over there, and walk right over, right? And then she'll fall down and think, okay, what's the next best way I can get to him? So what she's going to do is going to go over to those stairs, because that's the easiest path to get right up to me, walk along, and then basically repeat the cycle. This is a basic loop, okay? And this is what you can do on a horde night to basically... Well, if you don't want to kill anything, this is the easiest way to do it. If you just like want to sit here, AFK a little bit, and loop around. And this is also what we call cheesing as well. And a lot of people don't like cheesing. However, this is a legitimate method to play the game. Whether you can argue this is like a, you know, a glitch that is not intentional, it's up to you. It's in the game. Use it if you want. If you don't want to use it, we're going to move on to the next section. So if you didn't like the cheesing method that I mentioned here with the wedge tips, what you can do is you can actually utilize other things to make it easier for you to just shoot the zombies. So one of my favorite methods in building a horde base is using electrical fence posts. Electrical fence posts are great at slowing zombies down. So on a horde night, you have to imagine that all these zombies are going to run up here, hell for leather, and then try bash you and kill you and break through this block, okay? And remember, a horde night is usually like 6 hours long. So in that period, a lot of zombies is going to head up through this way and they're going to start breaking this block, and this block will break if you don't have anything to slow them down. And electrical fence posts are great to do that. So what I've done here, so remember how I said like a physical block is housed in within like a 1x1 space. So as you can see here, I have a plate right here. Usually it sits on this second block. So this is the first block, this is the second block, and all I've done is just rotated this up to this way, and now this is on that block. However, because it's at the top of that cube, I can now put something directly on top of it, such as the fence post, and it looks perfectly natural sitting there. It doesn't look out of place at all. So yeah, you can do this. Obviously, you should have this a little bit higher just so the zombies don't start smashing this plate as well. Yeah, so we're going to use the fence posts here. And what's going to happen is they're going to run up here and they're going to get electrified. And they're going to take their sweet, sweet time to get to me because the fence posts will get them stunned in place, giving me time to shoot them and kill them off one by one. So if I just turn this on, this is going to be a little bit loud, so I might actually turn the audio down here like so. All right, and then we'll get a zombie over here. Let's do like a feral biker like that. So he's getting shocked straight away and he's not coming to me at all. Even though he knows where I am, he doesn't really have time to change around. If I just set a zombie right there, like an Arlene, zombie Arlene's gonna run up this way. She's gonna get shocked, or she's gonna get really confused. Oh, there you go. She's shocked, like that. And as you can see, she gets stun locked in that one place for quite a while. And all I've done is I've just daisy chained the electric fence posts in a zigzagging fashion. So electric fence posts do take damage over time, and when they break, that one's gonna break first because that's the last one in the chain, and then this one, and then this one, okay? What you can do is you can build like another pathway, so during the horde night you can go around and repair this, but I've just done this for now just to show you the setup. And as you can see, she's still getting stuck. She's not getting to me at all. So even if I didn't have the dev gun, I could just aim for her in the head like so. Okay, what you could do as well, if you prefer melee, you could just disconnect this. Oh, if I just turn this off, you could just disconnect it and just have the one post right here. And what's going to happen is that if I turn this on and then have a zombie running to me over here, come over here this way, love, thank you. So she's going to run up to me. I'm just going to cheat in like a club here. Like so. So she's stun locked in that one place. And as you can see, she's not hitting that block whatsoever at all. So I can actually melee her and just kill her off over time. So you can even melee her like that. And if you build this right, you can actually just repair this on the night and just keep whacking away. So this is a non-cheese way you can actually build a horde base, and yeah, and just basically survive horde night. And what you can do is you can take those concepts over here, or this one over here, and take in all the knowledge that you know over here and this one, and basically build your own ultimate horde base. And if I show you this one, so we've done exactly here. So taking those principles, they run up here like they did before. They're going to run along this gap. As you can see, I've got electrical fence posts running through this side, and then they run to this block here. And all I've done is I've added a little wedge tip right here, just the wedge corner. And they think they can stand on this block, but they actually can't. Well, they can, but it's a little bit tricky for them. They kind of fall off eventually. And what I can do is I can just basically stand here and just shoot at them, because they think that they're going to run up to here, and instead of breaking these, they're going to try and path to this side and go here, and then same for this one. So yeah, that's I know that's a lot of information. I've tried to cram it in as quickly as possible into this short video. Just basically, I don't want to drag it around too much, but I hope that helps. I hope that kind of gives you the fundamental of building a horde base. And yeah, if you build one, please let me know how it goes and what you figure out. Yeah, and I'd just love to hear from you. So thank you for watching, guys. If you did like this content, if you found this educational, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button as well for the algorithm. And yeah, we'll catch you next time. Peace.